it's your boy Jacob, coming at you live. Well, not really live, but you get the idea. But today I am joined with Sam, who is the other head of my channel for Magic the Gathering. So without any further ado, we're just gonna jump right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Strel-Nation, it's me, Sam Rivera, and I'm here with a deck check. So, like I just said in a couple videos ago, that Aetherworks Marvel was just banned. But I kind of still want to play Temur, but I want to play Temur Control. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Temur Dynavolt Tower. And so this deck is going to consist of 4 creatures in the main board. The 4 creatures are 4 Torrential Gearhulk, 6 mana, 5/6 Snapcaster. I'm going to be running 1 Walker main board, and that's the 6-drop Chandra. And the reason I'm running the 6-drop Chandra is because it's an awesome board wipe against any form of aggro. The reason I came up with the Temur Dynavolt deck is because I believe aggro is going to be a huge part of Standard. And so just being able to control the board, since everyone's going to jump back to vehicles, or they're going to jump back to some form of zombies, or they're going to do all these things, I'm going to have a couple of mass removal cards for everything that's going to happen in Standard. Next, I'm running 30 spells in the deck. So I'm running a playset of Attuned Aether, because you need the energy, obviously, for Dynavolt Tower. You need a playset of Magma Spray, just because it's a great 1-mana removal spell, and it's exiling cards that have power or toughness 2 or less. Censor, because it's a great utility card. 2 mana, 4 spike, or 2 mana, kind of like a daze in a sense. But for 1 mana to cycle it, if you don't need it right now, is great, so you can get into other cards. 4 Harness Lightning, because it's a great 2 mana removal card. Just get this energy and just to kill something for 3 or less than 3. It does really well for single target spot removal. I'm still running 3 Negate main board, just due to the fact that Negate can hit any form of artifacts, so I can hit Heart of Kirin, Harvester. Gideon's still going to be big in Standard, so it's just there for the Gideon as well. I'm running 1 Sweltering Suns as well, just in case I don't hit Chandra. If I don't hit my land drops, I can hit Sweltering Sun, so I can have 1 form of mass removal early on in the game. Then I'm running 2 Pull from Tomorrow, 2 mana X to draw X and discard a card, just to get card advantage. I'm running 4 Disallows in the main board as well, because I got to be countering things, because for control, Chandra Tortured Defiance is really annoying. And if they're able to stick the Walker, it's going to be really hard to get rid of the Walker unless I disallow maybe the -7 on Chandra or do something in that shape or form. And then lastly, to top off my spells, I'm running 4 Glimmer Genius, because Scry True Draw 2 energy is really huge in this deck, just because we're going to be an energy-based deck. We're going to be running 3 artifacts in the main board, and those 3 artifacts are Dynavolt Tower, which hence the name Temur Dynavolt. Dynavolt Tower is whenever you cast a spell, you get 2 energy. So even if it just gets, countered, or something happens to the card, whether it fizzles, you still get that 2 energy. But for about 6 energy to bolt something, player or a creature, is great. And so what this does, it makes it single target removal as well. In case I don't get any mass removal, I can start picking off creatures. And then over the time, I can get enough energy to kill people and bolt them in the face if I need to. Next in the deck, we're running 22 lands. We're running a playset of Aether Hub for the energy, 4 Botanical Sanctum, because we're kind of more like a blue-reddish and a splash of green. 3 forests, 2 islands, 2 mountains, 1 thicket, the new tap land or the new cycle land from Omnicat. We're running a playset of Spire Bluff Canals, and we're running 2 Lumbering Falls, just in case I need to get some beats in with my lands. And it's great about it is that it has hexproof, so it can't be targeted. Next, I'm going to be going to sideboard. And sideboard is something that, for me, I kind of a little bit struggled with, because it was something I had to figure out, and I came up with this idea. I'm running 1 more Negate sideboard. I'm running 2 Incendiary Flows. And what Incendiary Flow is 2 mana, kind of like deal Bolt, but if the creature dies, you exile it. So it's really good against aggro decks, especially if I can't deal with Scrappy Scroungers. For 2 mana, deal 3. I mean, it exiles it. Even Lord of the Accursed, 2 mana, deal 3 to Lord of the Accursed, and zombies to exile it. It stops Spell Queller, in case I see a Spell Queller deck. Also, what's great is we see a lot of 3-mana removals for the 3-mana removal spot. It stops a lot of these different decks, like I said, zombies or spell quellers in different decks. So it's really good removal for aggro decks. I'm running 3 Tireless Tracker because you're going to see some form of grind, because Mardu vehicles or even Esper vehicles, they're kind of mid-range. So if I see that deck, or if I see maybe another control deck, or I see Black-Green Delirium, Tireless Tracker is just going to be awesome. It's going to provide card advantage, and it's going to be a big body if it isn't stop over time. I'm running 1 Sphinx of the Final Word in the sideboard against the control matchup, because who doesn't like a 7-mana 5/5 who can't be countered, has hexproof, and on top of that, none of your stuff can be countered. So it pretty much nullifies the other person's deck if they're a control deck as well. I'm running 1 more Sweltering Suns in the sideboard for our mass removals, just in case against aggro. So when I have the 2nd Suns in, I have 2 Suns and a Chandra. I'm running the Dispel against control decks. I'm running 2 Brutal Expulsions to be able to deal 2 damage to a walker or creature to exile it, but also if I can't deal with something right now, I can kind of remand it by bouncing it back to a person's hand, and so they won't have it either on the stack as a spell or as a creature. I'm running 2 Dragon Master Outcast against the control decks, because a 1-mana 1/1 that can produce 5/5 dragons, sweet, against the control decks. I'm running 1 Confirmed Suspicions. That's the 5-mana counter spell that it counters the spell and I get to investigate 3 times. And so it's really good in a sense that no one is going to expect Confirmed Suspicions, because just through the fact for a 5-mana counter I get to investigate 3 and counter any spell. It gets me ahead in the card draw game, and kind of puts me there. And last but not least, I'm running actually 1 Kefnet the Mindful in the sideboard. No one really expects Kefnet. Kefnet hasn't been seen in Standard, but for me it's really nice because for 4 mana, drawing a card and let's say bouncing an Aether Hub to get more energy is great. I'm going to consistently have 7 cards in my hand, either through Kefnet bouncing lands back or letting me draw cards, because his bounce ability, I may bounce a land back, or just through like Pull from Tomorrow during different cards, or with Chandra 0 being able to draw. It just creates this really nice card advantage with, right now, Standard cannot get rid of it unless you're running some form of black-white using Anguish Unmaking. Other than Anguish Unmaking, it's really hard to get rid of it. You have to double grasp it, they have to 2-for-1s, they have to do multiple things to try to get rid of the 1 Kefnet you're running in the sideboard. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was Temur Dynavolt Tower. That's the deck I'm going to be running in Standard, because no one's going to really be expecting it after the ban of Aetherworks Marvel. Name's Sam Rivera, signing off, Strel-Nation. I'll catch you later.